What happens when your fake marriage becomes legally binding? 5 years ago, I married a man I barely knew. Not because I was in love. Not because either of us wanted a wedding. We needed each other. I had just lost my apartment after my roommate disappeared without paying rent. He had recently become the legal guardian of his 12-year-old nephew after his sister died in a car accident. Landlords kept rejecting him because his credit was terrible. 1 lease, 2 signatures, 1 fake marriage. It solved everything. We agreed it would last exactly 3 years. Just long enough to rebuild our lives. No romance, no jealousy, no expectations. We even wrote our own ridiculous rules on a sticky note and stuck it to the refrigerator. Rule 1, separate bedrooms. Rule 2, never pretend this is real when we're alone. Rule 3, the day we stop needing each other, we file for divorce. At first, it felt like living with a polite stranger. We split groceries. We split utilities. We split chores. If anyone asked, we acted like the happiest married couple in town. We memorized each other's favorite foods, childhood stories, and family birthdays because neighbors were nosy. Ironically, pretending to know each other made us actually know each other. His nephew Liam called me Miss Ava. Then one day, he accidentally called me Mom. He froze. I froze. He apologized over and over. I told him it was okay. That night, I cried after everyone went to bed. Not because he was wrong. Because part of me wished he wasn't. Months turned into years. Our routines stopped feeling rehearsed. I'd automatically grab his favorite cereal at the grocery store. He'd warm up my car before work during winter without saying anything. If I had a terrible day, he'd leave a chocolate bar on the kitchen counter. No conversation. Just there. We still slept in separate rooms. Still insisted this wasn't real. Still joked about our future divorce. We even argued over who would keep the coffee machine after we split. Then everything changed. I got offered my dream job. Seattle. Across the country. Double the salary. Exactly what I'd worked for since college. I accepted before I even told him. That evening, I came home carrying takeout to celebrate. Instead, I found him helping Liam build a model airplane at the dining table. Liam looked up and smiled. Are we all eating together? That word hit me harder than I expected. All. During dinner, I casually mentioned I'd be moving in 6 weeks. Neither of them spoke. Liam quietly pushed his food around his plate. He excused himself early. After he went upstairs, my husband looked at me for a long time. I always knew you'd leave first. I laughed. It wasn't funny. Over the next month, the house became strangely quiet. We weren't fighting. We were avoiding saying what mattered. Then Liam handed me an envelope before school one morning. Inside was a drawing. 3 stick figures holding hands. Above us, he'd written, "My family." I couldn't breathe. I packed anyway. My moving boxes filled the guest room. The night before I was supposed to leave, Liam developed severe appendicitis. We spent 14 straight hours in the hospital. I never left his side. When he woke up after surgery, still groggy from anesthesia, he squeezed my hand and whispered, "I knew you'd stay. No cameras. No neighbors. No reason to pretend. I stayed because I wanted to." A week later, I finally drove to Seattle. I made it halfway. Then I pulled into a gas station. Sat there for almost an hour. Every mile farther felt wrong. I wasn't chasing my dream anymore. I was running away from the people who had quietly become my home. I turned the car around. When I walked back through the front door that evening, they both stared at me like they'd seen a ghost. I forgot something, I joked. "What?" he asked. I smiled. My family. Liam tackled me with the biggest hug I'd ever received. My husband just stood there speechless. After Liam went to bed, he reached into the kitchen drawer. Inside were divorce papers. Unsigned. I couldn't do it, he admitted. I couldn't either. For the first time since our wedding day, neither of us was pretending. Last weekend, we renewed our vows. Not because anyone expected us to. Because this time, every promise was real. The funny part? People always ask when we fell in love. Neither of us has an answer.